good morning, people. Everybody, welcome back into another edition of Prime Sports World. And technically, it's my good morning. It's good night almost for Mr. Hopkins over there. Thank you very much for joining us here at Prime Sports World as we continue to try to be the number one hub for all things UFL. Continue checking us out here at Prime Sports World. Please like, share, and subscribe to the podcast. My name is David On Point. Right there is Mr. T.J. Hopkins. Every Wednesday, my friend. Happy Hump Day. Don't forget to wear pink later. TJ.
Why?
You never see that scene of Mean Girls where they're like on Wednesdays where we wear pink? Come on, TJ. Get with pop culture.
All the pop culture references, that's what you bring up? Seriously?
Yeah. No. You know, this is what happens. I used to work with a guy named Charles Benberry, and he started that. So he used to wear pink every single Wednesday. And me and another coworker, Jeff, we followed along. And even after he left, we still wear pink on Wednesdays, just to kind of his honor. So,
good for him.
Yeah, good for Charles Benberry, who works in Indianapolis now. Proud of him. Anyways, we're going to be talking about week number 2, and we're going to give you our recap, our preview for week number 3. And TJ, I will say, the UFL website that they use for like the actual like league is real nice. Like, I don't know if you've gone on it and checked it out at all. Like, the way they have it laid out, it's just a really nice website.
Yeah, it's
clean.
It's better than what the ESPN app gives us. So
yeah, let's not talk about the ESPN. Or I'll get on a rant again. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about the Stallions getting off the schneid. They bounced back after what was a week 1 defeat to the hands of the DC Defenders to take out their division rival, the Michigan Panthers, without aforementioned Jake Bates. They win this game 21-12. But yeah, this game really wasn't all that close. They were up 18-0 all the way up until the fourth quarter when Matt Corral threw a passing touchdown. He passing touchdown for 52 yards. They did not complete the 2-point conversion, but Michigan tried in the fourth quarter to mount a little bit of a comeback here. They scored a touchdown and then 2 field goals in the final frame, but just not enough to beat the Stallions as they continue to be one of the classes of this league. And, Matt Corral got the start. We didn't see a lot of Alex Magoo in this game. He only had 1 pass attempt. Kind of a mixed bag, though, for Corral. Completion percentage not really where he wanted to be at 62%. He did throw that 1 touchdown. I mentioned he had 2 picks in this game. They only ran the ball for 73 yards. And when you look at the numbers, I mean, these teams were actually fairly close in terms of numbers. Michigan, 252 yards of offense, 271 for Birmingham. It doesn't have a stat line of a game where you would expect this to be almost like a 15-point blowout. That's sometimes how the way it goes.
Yeah, and again, scoring in the UFL is a bit wonky for some. Like, it's it's one of it creates the illusion of, hey, we're never really out of it, like we said, almost like week to week. But
yeah, I mean they were down 18-0 in the fourth quarter, but then they scored a touchdown, right? They got a touchdown by Perkins, passing touchdown, but they converted the 3-point play, and instantly you're only 1 score down at that point. They did, and then they exchanged field goals down the stretch of this game. But this is like Michigan, who got mostly outplayed in this game, at least based on the numbers on the scoreboard, had an opportunity to still win this game.
Yeah, and again, it's always interesting if, like, what happens if Michigan gets that 4th and 15 because it's 21-12, or if, like, you're not even that though. Like, if you score, like, because at that point you're down 21-9. If you get a touchdown, that's what, 29 and what, 9-6. 9-6 is what, 15, and you get another 3-point conversion. Now you're down 21-19, and then you go. And then by that point, you absolutely have to go for the 4th and 15. I mean, I'm pretty sure they tried it at that point, down 21-12 to do the 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. They just did not convert it.
They didn't convert it,
Uh,
but at the same time, at that point, it's 30 seconds left. Even if you get it, you're down 21-12.
12.
A,
Yeah,
a lot,
it would have been very insurmountable. They could have
a lot
converted
still
that.
has to go. Yeah, a lot still has to go right for for that to happen in 30 seconds. Like a lot has to go right. I just, yeah, I think with Birmingham, it's they've looked like head and shoulders above everyone else in both leagues, like in the XFL and now and this. But not this one is kind of like you kind of see what you call it, like little chinks in the armor. Like you start to see stuff you can exploit with them, and quarterback play is kind of turning into one of those, and that's rather unfortunate because you don't want that. But yeah, Matt Corral didn't cost you the game, but he's also not why you won it. Like
Yeah,
he,
100%.
so
And on Michigan side, I mean, it's still this conversation that we're talking about with completion percentage in the UFL and in general. I mean, you had Bryce Perkins who came in 12 of 23, 132 yards and touchdown and a pick, 52% completion percentage. It's just not good enough to like really power a potent offense in any league. Um, and this is why you didn't score a touchdown until the fourth quarter.
to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you were held out of the end zone and you didn't score at all for 3 quarters, and then you try to mount this furious comeback in the fourth, and it just became a little bit too little, too
It's
late
too
at that
too little
point.
to me. Yeah.
To Saturday now, we got the Memphis Showboats who couldn't get off the schneid as the DC Defenders have bounced back after what was a pretty disappointing season a year ago to go 2-0 now. They win this game and the Beer Snake 17-12 in at their home stadium. Yeah, this is a game that was also, just kind of a low scoring, sloppy play. This game was 6-9 going into the third quarter. The first touchdown of the game wasn't even scored until the fourth quarter when Memphis took a very brief lead as they got the 1-point conversion. They were up 12-9. And then later on in that quarter, Jordan Tiamo passes the touchdown. They go up by, was it 15? 5 points. They're 7. They get the 2-point conversion. They never look back. That game ends with that being the final score of the game, and DC moves on, and they are now 2-0, and they've come up with a very big time matchup against the Battlehawks next week. But like I say, when we just talked about it, I mean, the quarterback play in this game wasn't particularly strong either. I mean, Jordan Tiamo, 12 of 26 for 152 yards and a touchdown, 46% completion percentage. Yeah, you got the win, but is Jordan Tiamo continuing to play like this going to continue to be good enough to keep
No,
this team afloat
no,
going forward?
we've already seen that it's not. I don't know what happened to him. Like he used to be like really efficient,
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden it's almost like I don't know what this is. But it's also very telling that even with his lack of efficiency, that there's no other quarterback on that team that's like, hey, we feel confident taking you out
yeah.
and putting this other guy
I
in.
mean, you're completing less than half of your passes right now in the UFL. That like you think you had somebody on your bench to be like, hey, maybe we should give this guy a shot, but there just isn't anybody. Which I
There's
think Jordan. I mean, I know he played poorly last season, but Jordan Tiamo was the MVP of the XFL the first year that they had it. I think he's earned a little bit of like, hey, let's.
no,
I mean, I don't know. Maybe you're getting past that point now. I don't know, but
yeah, you're past that point. Like you,
and
you're absolutely past that. You know what you have. You know what he is. Like no more excuses. No more none of that. It's you know what you are. And again, it's very telling that there's probably no one else on the roster where they like, hey, Jordan ain't getting it done. I mean, like he's getting it done, but it's not what we're used to. It's not pretty. It's by the skin of our teeth. And again, this is a DC team like Birmingham that was mauling people, just
yeah.
just destroying teams left and right. And it's like, hey, we have a chance, we have a game, and if Memphis was just a little bit better,
Well, if they don't turn the ball over 3 times, because every major statistical category between these two football teams, Memphis was a better team on paper. But I mean, we know we don't play games on paper, but they had more in total offense. They had more passing yards. They had nearly as many rushing yards. They had more first downs in this game. They had a better percentage when it comes to third down conversion. The
Mm-hmm.
only number that they didn't win was turnovers. They turned the ball over three times in this game. They fumbled it twice. EJ Perry threw 1 pick. That's how you don't win games. That you probably on paper, this is a game you should have won, and this is why Memphis isn't very good.
And haven't been good. Like like again when they did the crossover thing, when they combined both leagues, the XFL and the UFL, when they both got bought by the same company, and they announced that they announced the teams that were staying and the ones that were going. We were super shocked that Memphis is one of the teams that made the cut, and a team like Seattle didn't. Like
Yeah,
you want people to buy into this, but you're not giving us the teams that put out the best product. Memphis wasn't good, and I like Memphis wasn't good the first go round. They're not good now. I don't know what more needs to be seen. I don't know what more needs to be done, but because again, like you said, like you were better in every statistical category that matters, but you turned the ball over 3 times
I
and you
imagine. I
lost.
imagine it's got to be because of the market that Memphis is in. Like, I think if they can get a good product on the field, I think that
Which
that
is
would.
again, which is crazy because like, what's a bigger market,
And
Seattle or
then
Memphis?
it's close.
Like, what's a big Seattle or Memphis? Like in terms of getting like, come on, like it's Seattle, and to me, it's not close. But EJ Perry was finally efficient, right? 18 of 28, that's 64%. But he didn't score. He didn't throw a
Yeah.
touchdown. Like that's not going to win, and especially against a team like DC, where they're still like, even though Tiamu's struggling, it's like, hey, we know we better than them. Eventually, they gonna do something to mess it up, and we gonna take advantage of it. And I again with again, Aaron Smith is back, so that should 100% take some kind of burden off
Yeah.
of Tiamu. Like I think that's what they're gonna have to do. If I'm DC, I'm 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 looking at it because like he wasn't impressive in the first game, Tiamu, and I'm thinking you got to go 2-1, run the pass. I see I see the 32 attempts. I'm looking at that like, hey, that's fine. But I'm looking at the 26 attempts by Jordan Tiamu, and I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I'm like, no, that's throwing the ball just a little bit too much for you right now because it's not translating into what we
Good
want to
football.
see. Right. So I'm gonna need a 2-1 ratio right now.
Moving on to the Battle of Texas on Sunday afternoon, and we got a slabber knocker of a defensive battle between the Houston Roughnecks and the Arlington Renegades, who moved to 2-0, and they win this game 11-9 in this battle of field position. And the final touchdown was not scored until the final frame. A lot of as Luis Perez threw a touchdown for Arlington to make this game 11-3. Um, and then Houston came back and scored their own touchdown down the stretch here. They did not convert their 2-point conversion to try to tie this game up. They were unable to convert the 4th and 12, and that's really all she wrote when it came to this game. As Arlington goes on to win 2-0, they had a bunch of yards in this offense. They out yarded Houston by 100 in total offense. Based on just numbers, you would think that this is a game that the Arlington Renegades dominated it, and they didn't need a final touchdown in the final frame to break a tie. That's the way it worked out here. Um, you know, Luis Perez had a fantastic day at the office. It doesn't really translate into touchdowns, but 70% completion percentage, 1 touchdown, no picks. They ran for 100 yards as a team. Um, And yeah, just a pretty good showing here for the Arlington Renegades, personally on offense. Interesting that they weren't able to get into the end zone more than just that one time. And Houston Roughnecks still have a problem with the quarterback position. Anthony Brown, former Baltimore Raven, who played really good in that preseason game a few years ago, was not good in this game. 14 of 30, 146 yards, a touchdown, and a pick. 46% completion percentage. He also led this team in rushing yards, which is not what you want if you're the Houston Roughnecks. Solly, something's got to be figured out there as they fall to 0-2.
This is ugly. This is no. This is what I call old man football. Like this the what you call like this the type of football game like the old heads like yearned for.
Yeah, it's like, oh, nobody's scoring. Let's go. This is great.
Like this the game the old heads yearn for in the NFL, where it's like, hey, it's like you said, it's slobber knocking, it's head ringing, it's ugly, it's no one can barely move the ball. It's like this the type of game that would like rate very, very, very low on an NFL Sunday. Like this would not make headlines. This would not get talked about. They would just show the highlights if there are any and keep it moving.
Yeah.
If this was an NFL game, yeah. I'm looking at this like, bro, like this is the same Arlington team that somehow won like they won a championship. This is a championship caliber team. And
well, Houston, I mean, they were 4-6 when they won that title 2 years
still
ago.
Won it.
But yeah, I know.
Still won it.
Luis Perez went into the phone booth and was like, "Yeah, I'm Mr. UFL. I'm Mr. Spring Football. Don't forget about me."
I'm Mr. Spring Football. That is a great nickname.
Yeah.
If Houston is just like so, I think I need Houston and San Antonio to play each other to be like who's the worst.
Yeah. Well, I think we're getting that not in a couple weeks, so you can buckle in.
Yeah, I'd like to see like who's the worst. And Anthony Brown, like this was a dude who like he showed some kind of promise at the NFL level. Again, like he was on the Baltimore team where, again, credit to the Baltimore Ravens for having backup quarterbacks that literally play like your starting quarterback. I've been preaching for that ever since David's known me, and David's known me for well over 10 years now. My stance has not changed. And Anthony Brown, like he gives you that type of dude where he's like, hey, all I need is an opportunity to showcase what I can do. Because let's be honest, in Baltimore, you're not playing ahead of Lamar Jackson. You weren't playing ahead of Tyler Huntley when he was there, and so on and so forth about the other 32 starting spots in the league. And you go to this league, you go to UFLs hoping for an opportunity, and you have it. And so far, I get it. It's only been 2 games, but they haven't been good games. You got benched in the first game. This game was not better. Again, 14 of 30. That's less than half. That's 46.7%. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. That's awful.
Yeah, it's just not going to cut it. No matter what league you're playing in or what brand of football you're playing in, completing that little percentage of your pass is just not going to be good enough.
It's just, as a team, Houston, you had 63 yards on the ground. That's awful. That means like whoever your running back 1 was, 2.7 yards a carry. Terrible.
Yeah. So not ideal. To the final game of the weekend, we got the St. Louis Battlehawks beating down the San Antonio Brahmas, 26-9. This is a wire-to-wire victory for the St. Louis Battlehawks, as they have not missed a step while replacing AJ McCarron. Yeah, Manny Wilkins came in 12 of 16, 162 yards, no touchdowns, no picks, but he did have 75% complete percentage. He also led this team in rushing yards. But Jacob Sailors 3 rushing touchdowns for the Battlehawks as he paced this football team as they go on for the easy cruise victory, 26-9. On the other side, Kellen Mond, just not another bad day at the office for him. 13-27, 129 yards and a pick. Anthony McFarland, leading rusher for this football team. St. Louis just took this lead very early in the game. They got a field goal in the first frame. They scored the first touchdown in the second frame. And the Brahmas did not score until a very late field goal, basically at the horn before halftime, to put up 3 points. They got a touchdown in the third quarter, but it was just not enough to upend Battlehawks. Were only up 23-9 at that point, and they tack on a field goal by Rodrigo Blankenship, former NFL player, as St. Louis just keeps on churning along.
Okay. I think I know what the problem is with San Antonio.
They don't have a quarterback.
Well, besides that, you know what? I think
maybe it's time for Wade Phillips to retire. Is he still the coach of that football team?
Yes, yeah. That's actually where I was going. All right, so who was the first coach of the San Antonio Brahmas?
Was it? I don't remember actually.
It's Hines
Was
Ward.
it? Yeah. Okay.
It's Hines Ward. Who's then? Like we said, Wade Phillips is the coach now. I don't think you're following where I'm going. They need some like that style of football ain't in no more. Like that hard hat lunch pill, 3 yards in the cloud of dust type of mental. Like they need somebody who's coaching St. Anthony Beck. They need somebody like that. A Pep Hamilton, someone like that to come in and jolt and jolt this shit, because that, and you can tell by the way they play. Like again, San Antonio is the type of team like, hey, if you let them in, if you keep them around, if the defense can keep them in it, they'll have a chance. Because they one of those hard hitting. We may lose the game, but you gonna know you played us type of teams to a certain extent.
Well, I mean that's what they were last year. I mean
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like that, and it hasn't changed. Like, no, you need someone in here. You need someone in there that can somehow, some way, bridge the damn gap. Because right now it's just you're very one-sided. You're not multifaceted at all. I know for a fact that, hey, if I shut down Kalen Ballage, I got you. If you can't run the ball, you have no offense. So if you're San Antonio,
I mean, they did run the ball pretty effectively in this game. They were just down by so much they were really never able to utilize that. They ran the ball at 5.9 yards per clip. I mean, Kevin Hogan's on this roster. I mean, Kevin Hogan cannot be worse than this. I mean, he might be. Who knows? I mean,
this is also a Kevin Hogan who, when he hurt in college a lot, like,
I mean,
Stanford, right? Yeah, he went QB at Stanford, right?
Yeah.
No, if I had to choose between Kellen Mond and Kevin Hogan, I mean, at this point, it's almost like, why not?
I gotta see something else. I mean, I can't continue to roll out Kellen Mond and him.
No, Chris, you know what I think is, it's 100% a mobility thing. I think that as long as Kellen Mond presents that threat, that dual threat, he's gonna have the edge over Kevin Hogan. And again, I think San Antonio's issue is 100%. I think it's coaching. I think something's like whatever they're putting down is not being picked up by the personnel, or like that's 100% what I think is going on in San Antonio. I think they need to try something new, and no matter who the quarterback is, no matter what the talent is on the outside, it comes down to coaching. Like you see, Hines Ward ain't calling the shots no more. you went to 80-year-old Wade Phillips, and I don't know if Wade Phillips is actually 80. I might have given him a few years, but I'm also not off by much. Like
Yeah,
that,
probably not. But let's also not forget that the San Antonio Brahmas team played in the championship game last year with Wade Phillips as their head coach. And I mean, when Hines Ward was the head coach of this team, they went 3-7.
don't care. Like
Like,
it's no, like it's like something has to give. Cause like
but
what?
I mean, well, I guess we'll see. I just think the quarterback play in San Francisco. And this is the same problem. Somehow their defense was so good last season that they were able to overcome bad quarterback play. I think this boils down to
No,
quarterback play.
that's that's
They
that's
just
what I was.
don't have. They just
But they was
don't have the.
also able to. They was also able to run the ball like, again. Like Kalen Balaj was, like he was a legitimate threat in the backfield. It was also. Oh, they also had his name's escaping me.
I mean, right now they got Anthony McFarland, who had a spell in the NFL, and he was good in this game. I mean, not
John.
he
No,
only.
it was Kirkland, John Trey Kirkland.
Yeah,
He
he's a
provided.
wide receiver,
Yeah,
but
no, but still, like he was a threat on the outside, so it was almost like, hey, if we give our quarterback enough time and we get this one guy the ball, this playmaker, like if we get the ball in this playmaker's hands, he's gonna make something spectacular happen, and we'll be okay. Like we can run the ball, get the ball to Kirkland, don't turn it over, and we'll be fine. And that was the recipe that like you said, got them to a championship last year. That we both had them no shot at winning, by the
yeah,
way.
no, no.
So and it's the same fucking thing. It's the same problem. Like no, you say quarterback play. I think it's up top. I think it's up top because I guarantee you, if you go to Kevin Hogan and shit, and he's worse. Let's say Kevin Hogan's worse. Then what?
I still think that this is a quarterback situation
All right,
problem.
so they bring in someone else,
Eh,
and it's still bad. Then what?
well, then yeah, obviously we go to the head coach, but I mean, Wade Phillips has the track record that he's a proven like a commodity. I mean, he was the head coach of the Roughnecks, the first season in the XFL. That team was a pretty good football team. He and when Hines Ward resigned after the first season at the XFL, they brought in Wade Phillips to be the coach of this football team. I don't know, man. I think it's almost too early to really put all the blame on Wade Phillips. I also feel like it might be too early just to put all the blame on Kellen Mond too. Seems a little bit unfair. But either way, this football team isn't good on offense, and they're going to have to pick this up in a hurry.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we're talking they've scored 9 points in back-to-back games. And the Roughnecks, on the other
They're hurt.
hand, they have scored 9 points this week to follow it up with a 6 point performance the week before. So at least their offense is getting a little bit better there as the ineptitude of the Texas teams continues in the UFL. Arlington Renegades, notwithstanding.
Again, like they went seven. Okay, so I will give you that. Like to be fair to Wade Phillips, they did go again. They only played 10 games. They did go 7-3, and you felt that seven. Like those 7 wins, like you felt it. Like it was not pretty. It was. I don't even think they. I don't even think they. What you call it? Did they have any games? All right, they
They did.
27-12, 20-19. They lose to St. Louis. They lost to DC. They lost to St. Louis again. Like that was a three there. That was like three losses. Two losses to St. Louis and a loss to DC. A win against Houston. Another win against Arlington, and they beat Birmingham 18-9. And then you play Birmingham in the championship, and it's like 25-0. It was like, what the hell happened?
Yep. Week number 3 with our predictions here. Let's start with Friday evening football. We got the 2-0 Renegades going up against the Stallions. This is a matchup between the last two championship in the UFL and the XFL, as the Arlington Renegades go in at 2-0 to go to the Stallions, their first home game of the season in
What?
Birmingham. They're 1-0 and
Your
they got off the
biggest complaint.
schneid. What?
Your biggest complaint, like, hey, like they're the defending champs. They opened up on the road 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah. With that being said, I'm going to take the Renegades. in a bit of a mini upset. I mean, the quarterback play for the Stallions has really just hasn't been all that good. I have more faith in Luis Perez. I will take the Renegades.
Um, yeah, I trust Luis Perez to make a throw, make a play more than whoever's quarterbacking for.
Matt Corral.
Yeah, and again, it's still really early. It's only been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Matt Corral could come out, and this might be the game where he say, hey, this shit clicking now. He might come out and go
I mean,
25,
I mean,
25.
he was a very highly sought after quarterback in the draft a few years ago.
He
When he was second round
absolutely
pick.
was. Yeah, I think when did he get hurt?
I think he went to Carolina and then.
No. I'm like he got hurt in college, and
Yeah, he got hurt in his final game of that bowl game he played.
It was a bowl game. It was a bowl game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Arlington.
From there, we got two teams looking to get out the schneid. The Roughnecks going into Memphis and taking on the Showboats. TJ.
This is gonna be ugly. All right. This is Houston, right? Okay. If Anthony Brown can't complete 55% against this team, pull the plug, go with who the other dude that they benched him for in the first game.
Nolan Henderson.
Yeah. If Anthony Brown struggles against Memphis, I don't know what more you need to see. Again, and I know that's probably contradictory to the first point about it only being week 3. But at some point, again, this is one of the better teams in the league. You should be able to, like in the NFL, we call the bad teams who go up against the decent teams or the good teams, we call that a get right game. This 100% should be a get right game.
The Roughnecks stunk last season. I think they only had one win. I think one of their only wins was against this Showboats team. I just don't think I don't think either of these football teams are any good. I'm going to take the Roughnecks too.
You don't feel good about it at all. You have no. I don't. That pick.
I wouldn't be surprised if these teams tied at the end. Like I just don't think either of these football teams are any good. And they have bad quarterback play, and I think they're just I don't know, like they're just bottom feeders of this league right now. From there, we got the San Antonio Brahmas going into Michigan and taking on the Panthers. Brahmas still looking for their first win of the season. Obviously, the Michigan, they had their first loss of the season against the Birmingham Stallions there on Friday night. I will take the Panthers. I just think that they're a better football team than the Brahmas right now.
Yeah, Kellen Mond. Right, Kellen Mond gonna get the W this week. Watch.
I doubt it, but
Kellen Mond getting the W this week.
To the final game of the XFL UFL schedule for this week in week 3, we got a barn burner potentially. The 2-0 Defenders go into St. Louis and take on the Battle Hawks. TJ, how do you got winning this game, which should be a really entertaining football game there on Sunday afternoon?
I'm liking what I'm seeing out of Manny Wilkins more than what I'm seeing out of Jordan Tiamu. St. Louis also, to me, and I know DC has a hell of a home field advantage. I think St. Louis is better. I think St. Louis has a better home field advantage than DC, even with the Cup Snakes. Give me St. Louis. I want this one to be competitive. I want this to be 28-25. I need St. Louis to get that 28 on a 3-point conversion for the dub, bro. Like that's what I'm talking. Like that's what I want to see.
So like this has the opportunity to really showcase the UFL product. This game is.
I'm sorry to cut you off. Like they should be promoting the hell out of this one. Like, hey, Fuck. No disrespect to the rest of them, to the other 3 games. Hey, fuck them. This the game. Showcase this game.
I mean, it's going to be on ABC. You have no other sporting events really to compete with. The NBA season, I think, is over at this point. And I think it's just waiting for the playoffs. And this game is on ABC, on local ABC. Like, this game should be one of the most marketable games. And it's 2 teams that are undefeated, which should be a showcase of the UFL talent-wise, product-wise. What with you being said, I think St. Louis has the best home field advantage in the UFL. I will take St. Louis.
Also, what David is saying is, for fans of football, there's no reason for you to not watch this game.
Yeah. I mean, it's on all your local networks. You can watch a day of UFL. You can start with the San Antonio Brahmas Panthers game. I would temper your expectations that game just a little bit. I expect it to be fairly low scoring. I think whoever can get to 12 points first probably win that game.
Wait, which game?
The Brahmas Panthers, the game that's on ABC before this one.
And then whoever gets to 12.
Yeah, I mean, they play tough defenses, both those 2 teams. And then the late game, I mean, that has the opportunity to be a little bit of a barn burner. I mean, DC defenders can really score. They got some offensive weapons on that team. And then St. Louis, I mean, they've been the most prolific passing attack. And I think you're looking at a guy like an Anthony Beck, who's probably going to be coaching in the league at some point in the next, if he wants to. I think he seems pretty happy in St. Louis, but that should be a showcase for what this league is capable of, and I think it should draw a lot of eyes to the product, and hopefully, get more viewership, because the viewership's been a little bit low so far in the UFL.
Yes.
But yeah, thank you very much. This has been our Week 2 recap, Week 3 preview. Thank you very much for joining us here at Prime Sports World. I'm, of course, your host, David On Point Hoppin there. I'm my co-host, Mr. T.J. Hopkins. And TJ, what do we do here at the Prime, my friend?
We bring the heat, kind sir.
Yes, sir. And now go get some sleep, man. Thanks for staying up a little bit longer to help me out with this show. Appreciate it. Yeah. I'll see you later, man. You have a good rest of your day.
You too.
And here's a quick message from our sponsor, the Huddle Sports Network.
Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning into real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.